So should we back down to those that stand against us? Well, Seth Dillon, yep, the chief of Babylon Bee, has given a middle finger, sorry kids, to those that oppose him and what he stands for. Yep, let's talk about that. All right, hey guys, as always, a big good juju to each of y'all. Ooh, them Duke boys. Thanks for stopping by Appalachia Bees. Always good to have you here. Every Friday we talk about the Babylon Bee. It's satire, it's comedy. Seth Dillon, the bee founder, the bee chief, the king of the hive, has gotten popped. And the Babylon Bee's Twitter account is been zucked. And we're going to talk about that. There's some things surrounding this that you might find interesting. By the end of this, you'll be up to date. It's interesting. I hope you have an opinion on it. I really do. And some of you are going to say that I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth today. I get it, and I probably will be, because there's things that are in tension here that is just unavoidable. It's interesting, and I think it's an important conversation for our time. So buckle up, here we go. The very first time I ever met Skinny Medic, he was firing a machine gun, Freedom Seeds, down range, and he's one of us. That's really, really cool that today's episode is brought to you by Medical Gear Outfitters, Mr. and Mrs. Skinny Medic. They are patriots, they're friends. I trust them, and Medical Gear Outfitters has you covered. I asked Skinny Medic just today what's important right now, and he said right now, trauma kits. Get people thinking trauma kits. So whether you're outfitting the minivan for a road trip with your family, just yourself headed to the range, or you're preparing for something much, much bigger, you never know when you're going to be a first responder, and Medical Gear Outfitters has you covered. Down below is a link as well as a coupon code. Coupon code is Drama-Lama-Go. A lot of fun. Big thank you to Medical Gear Outfitters. Jump over there, have yourself a good time. Speaking of good times, you people are always a lot of fun. So thank you for crushing thumbs up. I appreciate each of y'all. So thank you, people. Appreciate y'all. All right. I love the bee. Y'all know that. Babylon Bee is one of my favorites. They speak things that a lot of us, they put into words what a lot of us try to say or what we think, and they do it in hilarity ways, funny ways. Sometimes it hurts. Sometimes it does. Some of their Sunday memes are kind of, because they hit church world a little bit with a big 1-2 as well. And so I think it's fantastic. Seth Dillon is the head cheese. In his Twitter account, 1.3 million followers was suspended. Gone because of hateful content. Now, he runs a satire page. It's comedy. There's a rule in comedy. There's not supposed to be any rules. The phrase is there's no rules in comedy. There's nobody is off limits. Insert any Blazing Saddles reference, or maybe more modern times, in some ways, the Tropic Thunder. Both of those just hit a lot of different angles. A lot of people, nobody was off limits in those two comedies. Well, Seth Dillon tries to do some comedy and he got pulled. What's ironic, and some of y'all are already there, is Twitter has been used, as well as all of social media, to recruit all sorts of nonsense from overseas, things I won't mention, to, I mean, just filth that I won't mention. Like if I don't even want to say it, what all goes on in there, but nah, you can't be anything that goes against popular thought. Here is the tweet that he did, that Seth put out, the Babylon Bee put out, that got him popped. Now, he was told that he could, I think, get his account back if he would just delete that comment. This is the point of the video. Oh my word, I love it. He said, no, I will not delete that. And to quote Seth Dillon, we're not deleting anything. Truth is not hate speech. If the cost of telling the truth is the loss of our Twitter account, then so be it. Now, guys at home right now may be typing, oh, well, it's just a Twitter account. 1 point something million followers. This account generates income for their business. This is not playtime. This is not a hobby. This is a business, and how these folks and their employees put food on the table for their families. I'm not being dramatic. It's a business. Yet he said, yeah, no, take the account. I won't delete anything. Whoo, that is some putting your money where your mouth is. And I sent him, I don't think he'll ever see it, but I sent him a private message today and just said thanks. Now, We get to this point where, and I get called a coward a lot on here because sometimes, a lot of times, I'll censor and just won't say certain things. Summer before last, when a particular 501c3 nonprofit organization was burning America down, I didn't say their name because it divided a pathway to, do I want 3,000 people to see this video or 43,000 people to see this video? Exponentially more people will hear a message that I think is important if I just take out a few words. I'm called a coward. I call it strategy. Now, this is what it is. It's a biblical concept of we're in the world, but we're not of it. Now, moving into social media, I like that phrase. Here in social media, we're in it, but we're not really of this world of YouTube and Instagram and Twitter. So we're operating within and sliding around within their terms of service. I think it's part of being smart. I think it's strategery. I also respect Seth Dillon. Say that I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth. Yeah, maybe. I have, for every NFA item I have a tax stamp. And I have guys that go, well, Johnny, you had a company called Shall Not Comply. And yeah, I did, but it's also my face that's on the forward-facing end of this channel. And so when it's your face and it's your livelihood and it's your business, it's a different story. So I get it, man. There's a lot of things in tension here together. I don't have a final answer for you. I don't say it's this way or it's this way. Yes, I can say that I think that I've made the right decision not mentioning people that burned down cities, but I also respect Seth Dillon tremendously. I also will pay tax stamps for any time I get an NFA item because I am public and forward facing. There's a difference between that and maybe what you're dealing with. Years ago, there was an ESPN analyst that talked about who gets drunk and arrested at NFL games. And the ESPN guy said it's always Job Guy. We love Job Guy. Nothing wrong with Job Guy, but he's only risking, okay, he gets arrested, he's going to miss a couple days at work and he'll go back to hanging drywall for a company next week. It's no big deal. Honorable profession, nothing wrong with that. But career guy doesn't do that in a public setting because he has too much to risk. He's risking his kids' health insurance or risking it's not one's better or worse. Don't hear that. Just saying they are different. Job guy and career guy, they have different things that they're risking. Last week, I went to have a beer with some guys across town. I took a lift. And people are like, you're taking a lift for a beer and a half? Yeah, because I will not get a DUI. I've got too much to risk in this industry, and I want to own what I want to own. I'm not willing to risk it. So it's about risk and reward. Now, all of that aside, what do you think? I don't have a final answer for you. It's interesting times. Speaking of censorship, cowardice, standing up for what we believe in. Seth Dillon, major big props to him. And it is a complicated subject. What say you? Let me know right down below. To anyone that's against us or our rights to own whatever we want from our collective cold, dead hands. Bye.